Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, but perhaps surprisingly, it doesn't have the highest temperatures. It is the second densest planet of the solar system, but also the smallest planet. The structure of Mercury makes it the most similar planet to the Earth. Since Mercury can be seen without a need of a telescope, many ancient civilizations saw the planet, and as such it is impossible to determine who discovered it first. However, it was first observed with the help of a telescope in early 17th century by Galileo Galilei. Galileo's crude telescope did manage to capture Mercury's phases. This would be observed later by astronomer Giovanni Zuppi in 1639, and thus he discovered that the planet had similar phases like Venus and the Moon. In ancient times, Mercury was taught as being two different objects in the sky, the morning star and the evening star. In Venus's case, it was also mistakenly believed to be two different things. Venus spends most of its time away from Earth. This paradoxically makes Mercury the closest planet to the Earth, a plurality of the time. Mercury was named after the Roman messenger god because of its fast movements around the Sun. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun at a distance of 57.91 million kilometers, or 0.4 astronomical units away. It takes light 3.2 minutes to travel from the Sun to Mercury. Despite its closeness to the Sun, it is not the hottest planet. That title belongs to Venus, but Mercury is the fastest planet, completing a trip around the Sun in 88 Earth days. This also makes 1 year on Mercury, the equivalent of 88 days, the shortest year of any planet. It orbits around the Sun with a speed of 29 miles or 47 kilometers per second. Despite being the smallest terrestrial planet from the solar system, and in fact the smallest of all the planets, it is the second densest planet in the solar system with a density of 5.43 grams per centimeter cube. For comparison, Mercury's size is about a third of Earth's, and Earth has a density of 5.53 grams per centimeter cube. Mercury does not have any known satellites or rings. Its surface is very similar to Earth's moons, implying that the planet hasn't been geologically active for many years. Temperatures on the surface of Mercury are both hot and cold. During the day, temperatures on the surface can reach up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit or 430 degrees Celsius. Because the planet has no atmosphere to retain the heat, nighttime temperatures on the surface can drop minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 180 degrees Celsius. These changes in temperature are most drastic in the entire solar system. Instead of an atmosphere, Mercury possesses a thin exosphere made of atoms blasted off the surface by solar winds and striking meteorites. Mercury's exosphere is composed mostly of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium. Mercury orbits in a way that is unique in the solar system. It is tidally locked with the Sun in a 3:2 spin orbit resonance. Mercury and Venus orbit the Sun within Earth's orbit. This makes them inferior planets. Mercury is a terrestrial planet having 3 main layers: a core, mantle, and crust. Mercury's crust has no tectonic plates and its iron core is enormous, making up to 85% of the planet's radius, while Earth's inner and outer layer account for about 55%. Because of the core's unusual size, it influences Mercury's overall size by causing it to shrink. The iron core has slowly cooled and contracted for about 4.5 billion years. By doing this, it pulled the surface inwards and thus has reduced the planet's size between 1 to 7 kilometers or 4 miles. The planet consists of about 70% metallic and 30% silicate materials, leading to its high density and thus placing it as the second densest planet. It is believed that if the effects of gravitational compression were to be factored out from both Mercury and Earth, Mercury would take the first place as the densest. The surface temperature of Mercury ranges from 100 to 700 Kelvin at the most extreme places, but it never rises above 180 Kelvin at the poles due to the absence of an atmosphere and a steep temperature gradient between equator and the poles. From the surface of Mercury, the Sun would appear more than 3 times as large as it does when viewed from Earth, and the sunlight would be as much as 7 times brighter. NASA's spacecraft Mariner 10 was the first mission to explore Mercury in 1974. NASA's spacecraft Messenger was the first to orbit Mercury in 2008. Because of its proximity to the Sun, Mercury's gravity is strongly affected. It's too small and hot for its gravity to retain any significant atmosphere over long periods of time. Even though Mercury is a planet, it is even smaller than the largest natural satellite in the solar system, Ganymede and Titan, albeit Mercury is more massive. Your weight on Mercury would be 38% of your weight on Earth, as Mercury has a gravity of 3.7 meter per second square, while Earth has 9.807 meter per second square. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Stay home. Stay safe.